So the highly anticipated and very delayed balance patch came out today. Let's get into it. So Judge Kisei, S1 no longer defense breaks, but it does more damage. That sounds not good. S2 is now soul burn extra turn, full strip, makes them unable to counterattack, and defense break for 2 turns. So it looks like they're pushing Judge Kisei away from being a damage unit and more of a debuffer. And that's always good. Like, slapping on defense break into with a full strip, that's really good. And then S3 is basically the same. It doesn't strip anymore, but S2 strips, and you open with S2 now. Yeah, pretty much the same. Gives her invincibility, because why not? They changed her imprint from attack to effectiveness. Yeah, so she's definitely going to be a debuffer more than a damage dealer, and honestly, that's fine. Defense break is really good, especially with the full strip. The only problem is this is not ignore ER soul burn like Bryceria is, but it has a lot of potential. Like, she gets 27 effectiveness for free, and then she's a warrior, so you can put her on circus, so she's getting 77 effectiveness, so she can easily be built like probably close to 300 effectiveness and debuff everything on turn 1. So like in RTA, you could destroy a slow player with this, but in Arena, the soul burn extra turn makes her a standalone Commander Pablo activator, as long as you have book. So that's pretty good. Yeah, definitely a unit meant for like running over slow players in RTA or enabling Commander Pablo in Arena. Spez. So when Spez's S3 is available, he gains 50 evasion. So with an evasion artifact, he has the typical 70%, which is interesting. So they went away from his Obris mechanic to give him survivability, which is good. I guess he'll be like a really pesky DPS that's hard to kill, and then he's just waiting for stuns. He can be built very tanky because full pen on S3 is pretty insane. I don't think this is that great, but I'm sure he'll be extra annoying now. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing that crazy. Oh, Spirit Eye Seline. So they moved her. So the special attack will heal you and does more damage. So before she needed to have her passive up, she needed to have her undispellable buff up to heal, but now she doesn't. And then they give her 25% attack for free, which is huge. So the problem she had was that like before she doesn't heal until she presses S3, but now a lot of players will be able to like sober in S1 to heal and then S3, because like a huge problem was that she would take too much damage before her actual turn, and then she wouldn't be able to recover it. But now, yeah, you can abuse soul burn S1 into S3, heal yourself. Although it is RNG still, 50% chance to proc. Then, yeah, 25% more attack. That is a huge damage buff, as well as penetrating 15% more. Looks like Seline has a lot of potential to be another hyper carry. Although she is weak to a lot of DPS still. Like there are a bunch of units that just insta kill her, which is fine, makes her balanced. So HWAYOUNG. S1 does more damage, cool. Although S1 is not really much. It's definitely not about the S1 at all. Increase. She no longer gets 30% attack. She loses 30% total attack, and in return, she gets attack buff. This is awful. Because the thing about this 30% total attack is that it stacks with attack buff. So now she's useless with attack buffers. And her ceiling of damage just got nerfed by 30%. Or roughly 30%, because she's missing 30% total attack now, which is awful. And S3, yada yada yada. So its scale is based on attack difference instead of HP difference, which is a weird change, to be honest. So this means HWAYOUNG can be built pretty tanky now, so she won't have survivability issues, but like, what is she killing now? They decreased the damage. They decreased her S3 damage on top of nerfing her damage ceiling by 30%. What is she going to kill now? Sure, she might be able to kill Knights and Soul Weavers if they don't have mitigation, but like, I'm guessing she won't be able to target normal DPS anymore. She won't be able to hit Ken. She won't be able to hit Landy. She won't be able to kill Aiden. So I'm guessing she can't kill units that actually have attack now, which is really problematic. What made the old HWAYOUNG good was that she kills everything, but now she only kills Knights and Soul Weavers if she does enough damage, which I don't think she will. This is huge. Minus 30% attack? I don't think she'll be able to kill anything. And her power was all about killing one unit off the bat. But I feel like Smoggy is like misunderstanding. They're like, we can nerf her S3 damage as long as we give her S1 more damage. But that doesn't make any sense. Because she has no tempo in her kit. She presses S3 and then it's a long way until S1. She doesn't get self-CR boost or anything. It makes no sense to me. I think this is a huge nerf. This ended up being a huge nerf. And I know people are going to be like, but you have to wait for the numbers, but it's right here. She loses 30% total attack, and then S3 does less damage. That means she does way less damage. I don't think you have to wait for numbers for that. But very, very sad. Elena, S3 dispels one buff. Okay. EE change. S3 dispels an additional buff. This is definitely not what she needed. So Elena has a lot of potential to be an amazing unit, but her issue is her S2 does not cleanse. So you have to use Doctor's Bag to make it cleanse. Her S2 is the only on-demand cleanse pretty much in the game. Like the AoE you cleanse. But her issue was that it's inconsistent. Like Doctor's Bag makes her S2 cleanse Bryceria defense break, but not Rand's defense break. So that insult, it makes her bad. Like if her S2 had the cleanse and then you could add Doctor's Bag to make it a double cleanse, she'd be amazing. But this change basically requires her to take a turn, which was her strength. She didn't have to take a turn to cleanse, but now she does. So I don't really agree with this change. It's just a shame because Elena was actually rising up to be like a decent knockwall counter, and she had potential to be a lot more, but I don't think this change targets her weakness at all, to be honest. Like, the game really needs a cleanser who doesn't need to take a turn to cleanse her team. And Elena could have been that cleanser, but oh well. So Green Leica, 100% chance to sleep, more reliability is always good. But the problem with Green Leica is that she gets screwed over by immunity buff. So I don't think this really changes anything. Like sure, it makes her more consistent, but the weaknesses are still the same. And then they changed her EE to strip on her S2. There's actually anti-synergy here. Like the thing about Green Leica is that when she was popular in the past, she was being used with units like Green Landy, and Green Landy needs them to have a buff. to get full CR boost, but then this removes their buff. So that's like anti-synergy. Like, who is this for? Like, sure, you can strip their immunity and target them for like white Leica or something, MO Leica, but how often would you get that combo? Like, probably never. So I feel like this is a useless change, to be honest. Sure, makes her slightly more reliable, but weaknesses are still the same. Adding a strip on S2 does not change anything. Oxlots. S3? Wait, no. S2 gives effectiveness, soul burn extra turn, +1 cooldown. And then S3 dispels 2 buffs before a 2-turn silence. That's... But like, why? The problem with Oxlots is that he gets hard countered by units like Yuffie and Politis. So I don't really see how this helps him at all. Like, they're pushing him to be a control unit, I guess. But I don't think that really fits with his kit, to be honest. Like, he's supposed to be a cleave enabler. I don't see how this helps him. And this extra cooldown means you can't spam S2 anymore. So his Spear's Breath cheese in PvE is now gone. Like, this is a nerf more than anything. You can't use him in PvE anymore. That's really, really sad. Yeah, this is... He got nerfed for no reason. A Dispel and a Silence isn't gonna help him anywhere. Emma Katie's 5% more CR boost. She's okay already. More cycling. More CR boost is never bad. That's nice. Very safe change with her. Roman restrict. But like, why? Okay, this is anything. Momo, 75% chance to sleep. 20% mitigation against heroes. You're not... Sleep is good. Sleep makes the unit lose a turn. That's good. It's only 75% though. Mitigation is always good, but I don't think it's gonna make her more usable than she already is. Circus Fantasia. Still 50% effectiveness, which is really good, but now it has increased hit chance. Clearly this was intended to be for the newly buffed Judge Kisei. And wait, let me check. So Judge Kisei, I think she has base effectiveness. So Judge Kisei has 18 base effectiveness, and then she's gonna have effectiveness imprint. So 18 plus 27 from her imprint, that's 45. Which means she's gonna have 95 effectiveness for free, including Circus Fantasia. 95 effectiveness, and then yeah, this unit can definitely be built like 300 effectiveness and just completely terrorize slow players. Assuming you like play her with like book abuse, like stunning and stuff. And that sounds pretty fun, to be honest. Oh, Manica now always has increased hit chance, but like, who is using this? who is using this? Like, they might as well have made the hit chance on all attacks. Increased crit chance, but only single attacks have increased hit chance. What's the point? Just make it everything if you're gonna do this. Like, who would use this if they weren't already using it? Sacred Tree Branch. After it increases combat range of the caster and the ally, except for the caster with the highest attack. What is the point of this? I really don't see a point of this. I feel like Soul Weaver artifacts, the best ones are the healing ones or the CR cutting ones that don't require you to take a turn. I feel like this will have no purpose at all. And I guess that's it. So overall, this is a pretty bad patch. I feel like Judge Kisei will be abused by people with speed, or she's just gonna be an arena unit, which is fine. At least she has some purpose. But everything else just felt like they were in the wrong direction. Judge Kisei, she's a debuffer now. Judge Kisei had an identity crisis where Smoky didn't know if she wanted to be a DPS or a debuffer, but now she's definitely a debuffer. That's nice. And defense break is always good. Fez, why? Right, he's just an RNG evasion unit now. Seline does a lot of damage. And she's safer because she can heal without pressing S3. That's nice. That's nice. But she still has her she still has her clear counter picks, like units that just one shot her with weird damage. Like she's still weak to that, so that's fine. Hwayoung, they definitely gutted her damage. Like they moved her damage from S3 to S1, which I think is a huge mistake because killing a unit turn 1 is very valuable and it's tempo. So moving the damage from S3 to S1 is a huge mistake for a tempo unit. Elena, wrong direction. I don't think they understand the Elena was actually really good because she was one of the only units that kind of counter knockball. But they really didn't do her justice. She needed S2 cleanse, man. More reliable, still the same, very hard to pick unit. Oxlot's ruined. Akadi is slightly better. Roman Who, Montmo Who, Circus, Trishkise Artifact, cool. Manica, Y, Secret Tree Bench, Y. Well, at least two units, benefited from this. Three of you include Acadies. But I think for a patch that was so highly anticipated and delayed, I expected a bit more. Yeah, maybe I give this patch like a 2 out of 10. Good job, Smoggy. But please revert this Oxlot change. That's so bad. Or scrap the HWAYOUNG changes. Like, this is so bad. But yeah, that's those are my thoughts and impressions. Thank you for watching. See you next time.